Okay, here it is. I come from the kind of family that argue 24/7. We just soon cut each other as look at you. My dad didn't want me to have anything to do with a man named called Jesus. Why, I don't know. I didn't ask no questions, but whenever he left, I snuck over to the lady's house anyway and listened to everything she told me about him. The last time he cut my mother open from side to side and she was bleeding out, I jumped out of the car, and it was back a long, long time ago, whenever they could find phones sometimes on the side of the road, sometimes if he was lucky. And I could see a phone about a half a mile, maybe half a mile. And I didn't know what to do because I didn't have no money. But I had faith in God that he would let me make that phone call. And just before I got to that phone, I found a dime. And that's all I needed to call 911, get her an ambulance. And before the ambulance got there, because he had done set her out on the side of the road, I got my baby brother and sister and backed them up because I knew if they got a hold of all three of us, that'd separate us. I let them take Mom to the hospital. And I took my brother and sister, and that's when we stayed out where God showed us to go to, the mountain. And we stayed there for quite a while until it started getting winter time. And then I had to give it up. And I didn't want to. But they didn't get my brother and sister. And they didn't separate us. And everything worked out okay. Went and stayed with my grandfather till he died. And by then up here I was grown. I knew everything I had to do. I went to work when I was 14. I lied about my age. I was lucky at the time. My aunt was a supervisor I went to work at. So she slid me in. From all the fighting, I decided I thought that's the way it's going to be throughout life, so I started going to MMA classes as soon as I could find one to walk to. And I kept on going and kept on going till I became an instructor. And I kept on going and kept on going and kept on going until my last sensei died. I had 4 senseis. And the last one was my last family member, Mike Sanders. And that was one of the main reasons why I came online. Not the main reason, but one of the main reasons why I came online to start with. Was to get all the pictures of him I could get. And, because my house burnt down. And because I had a message to deliver after I'd been in a car wreck. And I was told it wasn't my time, but I was there for a reason. But nobody wanted to believe me. But everything I said is coming to pass as I speak. Everything I have said so far has come to pass. And will continue to come to pass. And I'm sorry that a lot of you couldn't believe me. But I forgive you. And if I've said or done anything to hurt anybody, then I pray with all my heart that you forgive me. And that's all I'm going to say about my testimony to anybody on here, because there's some that's just waiting to get something to use against me. But I didn't want to let my friends down that said it might help some people. There's parts of it that will help some people. And there's parts of it that I use here to help people. There's a lot in my life. In fact, everything in my life can be used to help people, but not to be advertised online for people that's got me targeted, because they're just waiting for a reaction, and I'm not going to give them one, not what they want, I'm not going to give them one, I'm not going to play no games. That part of me is gone, okay? That part is gone. I'm not that person anymore. And that's that. Okay? And that's all I'm going to say about it. If anybody wants to read anything, then they can read it in a book when it's done. And I'm not here on God's channel or anything like that to sell or buy or anything like that. I'm just here because I had my reasons to come here. I had things I had to tell people that wanted to hear. I had doorways to open that are open for people to walk through if they want to. And I had to spread God's seeds, whether it be the way I wanted to do it or not, whether it be with people talking bad about me, I still sowed His seeds. Any way you want to look at it, they're still out there. So there you go. Much love, honor, and respect for each and every one.